All right, everybody, what's up? What's up? I got my main man, brand new to Mentorship Masters, but not brand new to real estate. This guy is a rock star, and he comes to us from Yuma, Arizona. My man, Diego Torres. What's up, Diego? You doing all
Hey
right,
there,
buddy?
Knolly, how you doing?
You doing good?
Yeah, great, great.
Yeah. Well, we want to interview you. I'm super excited. Ecstatic that you've joined me, that you've partnered with me. It's a long road ahead, man. It's a long haul, but we're in it for the long game, not the short term, but the long game. You joined the fastest growing real estate company in the history of the world. How's it feel, man? What's it feel like these first couple of weeks?
Well, Knolly, I can say that I have been in real estate almost 15 years now, and I've been looking into eXp for about at least 3 to 4 years. I've been ignoring eXp for that amount of time. I've been peaking on the other side of the mountain, and I just looked away. I was an owner of Remax 7 years, my own brokerage. I was at the top of the totem pole, but I knew that something was missing, that there's just another model out there that's coming. It's like, like you're in a Blockbuster Video and you own the place and things are going good. I mean, you're happy. With my commission, Knolly, I paid off my house. I paid off my boxing gym, something I do in the evenings, 4 or 5 days a week. And I was happy. I was as happy as you can be, but I knew that this model that I had been in can only last so long.
Wow. That's powerful. So you own your own Remax, and many would say that's the top of the top. You can't go any higher. You're a broker. Okay, you're the broker of record. You own your own Remax, but you saw the future. And tell us about that, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are probably in a similar position. Tell us about how you ignored eXp. Tell us what did that look like?
Well, a lot of top agents and trainers I had been following for years, Knolly, they were years ago even had switched over to eXp. And I remember reading an Inman News when eXp reached 10,000 agents or something, and how the model was revolutionary. And then at Inman we're thinking these things, and I was thinking, what, 10,000 agents? I mean, come on, at Remax we're like at 110 countries or whatever we're at. And we're at 120,000 agents at this point, and this is when the market's low. So who cares about this little thing that's starting to grow and things like that? So I was like, oh well. And then it got to 13,000 and 15,000 agents, and then I understood that everybody had an ownership interest. And as time went on, as the guy at the top of the totem pole, like I said, having what I have, I mean, why would I do this and move over to eXp? Well, the reason is because I see where everybody has an equity interest is the future. Because I gave my agents their freedom back. I did what I wanted to do because I saw that this was a model that will be sustainable into the future, because so many agents out there will not have to do what I had to do. And that was to become a broker and go through all that and have an ownership and all the responsibilities and the legal liabilities with that come with it. And the thing is that you're going to have an option to grow within a system that's constantly supporting you, and you do not have to have all the responsibilities of brokerage and ownership, like I did under a limited platform.
Yeah. That, when I got my broker's license, I was so excited. It was 900 hours of training, of classroom hours to get a broker's license. And now I see people, Diego, getting their broker's license, and I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's quite interesting. So tell us about Diego. So you've been in real estate for 15 years. What did that trajectory look like? You started in real estate. Were you successful right away? How did that go?
For the first 5 years, I would say almost, because I started in 2006, I had not known anything but a declining market. So the market had just reached its peak, and I remember for years before that, 5 years previous, I was in financial services and insurance sales. I was a mortgage lender, actually. I became licensed in 2001. I couldn't believe how easy it was then compared to what I hear about what they got to go through now. I'm shocked about the difference. I just watched the video, initialed a couple papers. There you go. There's your license. I couldn't believe it. But the thing was that I saw all these people in this gravy train, this real estate gravy train. And I was like, well, single guy, might as well join it myself and get involved. And it was not a gravy train, I'll tell you that. I just had to learn to deal with what's called sometimes the foreclosure mafia at the time, and how to short sales and get through the process with asset managers and just keep them happy, and then just keep pushing through and pushing through and pushing through. At a certain point, as a buyer's agent, I remember having about 9 or 10 transactions at the same time, and how overwhelmed I was about my third year. And I started slowly, eventually transitioning into listings. I had wanted to do that previously at the very beginning from some things I had read in real estate, but the thing was that it was not really an option for me. I had no other option but to go out there and be driving buyers around for those first couple of years in real estate.
Yeah. Well, but something changed for you, and how did you figure out your success? And here's the thing, Diego, most real estate agents don't make it past 2 years. 87% of them don't make it past 2 years in the business. So there's something about you. What was it that allowed you to stay in the game and succeed even during the tough times?
Something I had listened to yesterday, Knolly, was about how this industry, a lot of times are people that, most of us have come to this industry as rejects from a previous industry. And, from 17 years old to 21 years old, I was an amateur boxer, and I had all these dreams of, I didn't know what a pro was. I wasn't even told, wasn't even allowed. I wasn't that good. But the thing was that little by little, I had to find my calling in my activity, not the other way around. I understand about how you try to find your passion. It's oftentimes very, I'm not saying misconstruing, but it confuses people because we find our passion in our activity. So after I was 21 years old and I had to give up boxing at the time, and I started going in insurance sales and financing and things like that, it was an inspiration of desperation. I just knew I had to be successful at something, and I couldn't mess this one up. I had messed the other one up and the other one up before that, so I wasn't about to let that happen to me.
Yeah. Well, you were fairly young then when you got into when you became a lender. What age were you then when you became
21 years old?
21.
Maybe 20, 21, something like that.
Okay. And then how soon after that did you get into real estate, into sales?
I started studying for my license about 4.5 years later. I was about 26 years old when I fully was full on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So you've seen the eXp model. I mean, you're fresh here at eXp. There's a lot to it. There's a lot behind the veil. A lot of people don't realize we have over 600 full-time employees here at eXp. So you can get your questions answered. It's overwhelming the amount of support that you get. But there's a lot of different sponsors to choose from. What made you pick me? Because I know you were you've been looking at this for a while.
Yes, I had followed a number of people that had been they converted to eXp. And the thing was, Knolly, was that when I was looking into a video with My Outdesk with virtual assistants, I was like, well, this is pretty, expensive, time consuming, and it's a big commitment. So I see this man, Mr. Williams, here online. I saw a video and I made my commitment with them with My Outdesk. And then I started looking into the system that you had created into showing credibility in listings. And I had considered all the things I have had to gone through to build my credibility. That way I could achieve the listing count that I have. And that was it, Knolly. It was just all the support that you have, the library. I looked into videos of yours from 7-8 years ago, and I couldn't believe how far it goes back. there's so many videos, Knolly, from 3, 4, 5 years ago that I was just looking into and things like that. I was like, God, this man's working 4 hours a day, Knolly. I mean, that's the other part that I have questions on.
Yeah, it really becomes a rabbit hole when you start to looking on my videos. Yeah, that's what I teach. You know, in real estate right now, I work very little. I mean, and even I still make 6 figures in real estate. People, I call myself retired, if you will, but I still cap every year. I'm not doing, $500,000 or 700,000 in commissions like I used to, but that's not my focus. My focus is on teaching, training, coaching, and leadership. And so, but yeah, I mean, even now, for me to make 100,000 a year in real estate, that requires about 4 or 5 hours a week of my time, but I'm super diligent about working with my VAs, and making sure that I'm not doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing. That's the key. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited that we've partnered up, and I'm excited about sharing with you my systems. What would you say you feel like you have to offer? Because when we first met, we met face to face. Tell us about how that went. How'd you find out I was going to be in Arizona, by the way?
Well, watching your videos, you had a part where you leaked out a little bit, something about Phoenix area, something to that effect. You were saying undisclosed location, but then later on, I think you slipped up, and I was like, wait a minute, that's pretty close to where I'm at.
I was still trying to figure out, how did this guy know where I was? Because I say all kinds of stuff on video. So you were watching a video. See, it pays to watch a video, and then you texted me, and a lot of people. Yeah. Now, when you first started texting me, did you think it was me texting you back?
I had my doubts. I was wondering about that, whether it was you or not. I thought, well, it probably is. It is a 512 number and things like that. So it probably is. It doesn't sound like it's too generic on the responses. I can kind of tell on that. I've been doing this number of years too myself.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, what kind of robots do you use? I'm like, man, that's me, dude. You do your own texting? Yes, I do. So you found out I was going to be in Prescott, Arizona, hanging out with Fred Weaver at his cabin. And by the way, he bought that cabin, 4-bedroom cabin. I don't know, it's about 2,500 square feet. I don't know how big it is. It's a huge place. Beautiful house, bigger than my personal home. And yeah, he bought that house with his revenue share.
Wow.
So you found out I was going to be there. You looked me up. We met in the square, and you have a beautiful family, beautiful wife, and how many children?
I just had the 5th one.
Woo! 5 kids. Congratulations. When did you have the 5th one?
On Tuesday at 1:27 in the morning.
Wow.
And hear this, I was born on October 20th at 1:27 in the morning.
What?
Yeah, he was born on the minute and to the day. 1,440 minutes in a day. He was born at 1:27 in the morning.
That is amazing. Wow. So we got to say you got that luck on your side too, or something's going on there. So and what we're one of the big reasons I partner with you, Diego, to be honest, is I really see you as a leader in our company. We are building the world's fastest growing and largest faith-based community of real estate agents, okay, across the world. And I see you a leader in that movement out front. You speak a few languages, and I see you really building a massive group of agents. Speak to that. So you've got the experience, mortgages, listings, distressed property, how to work in an up market, a down market. What are some of the advantages of an agent? By the way, you can sponsor agents from anywhere in the world, anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the world. What are some of the advantages of them working with Diego directly?
Well, the thing is that I have been in so many situations, and I have been through so many hours burning the oil. What I was telling Monique, who works with me, a business partner here at the office, was we have the truth on our side. And that's why I will be completely unafraid to tell this to anybody. And the truth, ultimately, that's all we have left. So we need to sit down with people and let them know what it is and why it is that we're unafraid to let them know any secrets or things like this that were previously in previous models that were closed in. I didn't have any ownership interest in Remax in Mississippi or Connecticut. But now with eXp, it's just a different model. I want you to succeed. If you want to break away from me, if you want to grow your team, that's something I absolutely want you to do. And I want to help you with that. So the thing is that a lot of times, I think as Naval Ravikant, where he talks about every owner has to eventually sit down with his employees, his partners, and look them in the eye and explain to them why it's better to be in their position than his position. A position of equity interest. I think it's Nassim Taleb talks about similar activity also in so many business structures that are hierarchical, like how it's been for so many thousands of years actually. But the thing is that the partner, employee, whoever it is, has to make that decision. Well, it is worth it working for you or helping you build your dream versus me building my dream. But the world has become flat, and eXp is helping to make this. So the thing is that I will help you to become a listing agent because that is how I found a part of my freedom. A part of the way I'm able to work with these kids and find freedom for myself in my boxing club was through becoming a listing agent. Working with you, Knolly, has only helped me hone my skills little by little. I've only known you 6 months as of the date of this video, or less than that, I think. But the thing is that I've been working at becoming a listing agent prior to that. So if that's your only goal, is simply to become a listing agent, find a little bit of freedom or a lot of freedom, that's what I'm here to help you with, Diego Torres.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I can hear the passion. Tell us about the gym, man. I want to hear more. You have your gym is paid off, your house is paid off, so you really didn't even have to make this move. I mean, you're good. You know, you got 5 kids, so that's a big incentive. The revenue share is a big incentive for that. But tell us about your gym and your aspirations there. What do you do there?
Well, almost exactly 10 years after I had left boxing, when I was 31 years old, around 2013, I believe, almost the same time I had purchased the Remax office, I had started working with my uncle, who was my trainer then when I was a teenager. And it's something that just grew and grew. It was like a twice a week thing. And I helped some kids that had a little bit more aspiration, but didn't have, my uncle didn't have the time because he focuses on the pro level of boxing, which one's a sport, the other one's a business. A lot of folks don't know that about boxing. And the thing was that I still stick to the sport of boxing, and I like to see the growth in some people because it just, it's one of those lonely sports where you don't have to depend on a team and you can just build this on your own and little by little. And some people have that goofy style and things like that, but they can still make it. They can still throw and last.
I love it. I love it. And this is, are you working with children, kids, all ages? How does that work?
I work with children. Yuma Children's Foundation is the name of the organization. I've been running it for a little over 6 years now. And 7 years and up, I work with adults, military and amateur ranks there too. It just depends. It just depends who shows up. And like I tell them after their first sparring session, where they might think they've reached enlightenment, I just say, look, the most important thing is show up tomorrow, okay? Just show up tomorrow. Don't rest too much, and let's get on with the work. It's just a daily routine. That's all this is. Nothing special.
It's time on the task over time. Time on the task over time. Let's do this. Let me ask you, what would be your advice to an agent just getting into this business? Like, what would you tell an agent just fresh coming out of real estate school?
This real estate profession sometimes can be a hobby for some people, but I don't recommend looking at that way. Like I said, I have 5 children at home. I have about 25 more at the boxing club. I have another child, and that's eXp. That's my business. this business is like another child for me. I have to stay up late. I have to do things I got to do to make sure that it's going to grow. And right now, it's just a little baby right now, just like my son Jack. So I'm excited to see him grow right now. And that's the way you got to see your business. That's the way you got to see your real estate. Look at it just like you just had a little baby. Are you just going to feed him once?
I love it. I love it. We can hear your passion, Diego. Guys, this is Diego Torres we're talking to. He's out of Yuma, Arizona. He can sponsor agents anywhere in the world, just like I do. And he is an absolute gem of a person, a great guy. You like that pun? A gem of a person? Yeah. A great man to work with and to be your sponsor here at eXp. Any parting words that you'd like to share, Diego, with our audience?
One of my favorite quotes: if there's no enemy from within, the enemy from without can do no harm. And that's something that I've learned in real estate. It's actually a proverb originating in Central Africa, but that's really helped me. You know, if I'm okay with myself, no one can hurt you. So, you know, just go out there, recruit, go out there and list, sell real estate, and, you know, focus on your three things. There's three things I focus on. That's my bank account, my health, and my faith.
I love it. Your bank account, your health, and your faith. I love it, man. I love it. Very, very balanced man. All right, Diego. Hey, we love you, brother. And I'll be on the phone with you soon. And welcome to Mentorship Masters, baby.